are watching IndiaNewsTamil.com.
Dignitaries Mr. Atul Mishra, IAS, and Meghnad Reddy Garu, and Akbar, President of FMSCI, and Naren Karthikeyan, everybody a big thanks for coming down over here. So thank you all once again for joining us today for this momentous occasion. We are here to announce a historic milestone in Indian motorsport. The Chennai Formula Racing Circuit will host India's first ever night race on a street. First and foremost, I would like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to the Government of Tamil Nadu and Sports Development Authority of Tamil Nadu for their unwavering support and collaboration in making this dream a reality. You are instrumental in bringing this event of life. Together, we are setting a new benchmark in Indian motorsports. I am also deeply grateful to the media for being here today. Your presence and coverage are vital in spreading the excitement and the significance of this event to a broader audience. We look forward to your continued support. And especially, thank you again for supporting us last year when we had to unfortunately push the event due to the cyclone. The need of the hour was to help bring Chennai back to normal, and hence why collectively everyone agreed that priority should be to restoring the city. The Chennai Formula Circuit will not only host a race, it will be a celebration of unyielding spirit of motorsports. This night race will be undoubtedly captive audience and place Chennai on the global motorsport map. Thank you once again to the Government of Tamil Nadu, SDAT, and all our partners for your unwavering support. We are excited to share this historic event with all of you. Let's gear up for a spectacular race. Thank you.
To our respected dignitaries, Mr. Atul Mishra, Additional Chief Secretary, Government of Tamil Nadu Sports, SDAT, Mr. Meghnad Reddy, Member Secretary, Sports, SDAT, Naren Karthikeyan, my colleague of India's first Formula One driver, Mr. Akhilesh Reddy, Chairman RPPL, and Mr. Abhinand, Director RPPL. On behalf of the Federation of Motorsports Clubs of India, we welcome these initiatives to grow the sport substantially. Motorsport has always been a very exciting sport, and everyone who has got involved in it doesn't get out of the sport. It is a sport that is growing, infrastructure is growing, and the more infrastructure we have across the country, the more the sport will develop. We are in a very good phase now that we have multiple new circuits coming up in terms of go-karting circuits as well as racing circuits across the country. We recently concluded yesterday a very successful National Karting Championship event at the coast track in Coimbatore, promoted by Naren and his group. Likewise, we will have another 3 or 4 new racing circuits next year in India, apart from the existing 3 that we already have, and we will have another 4 international go-karting circuits operating by the end of this year. Coming to the Indian Racing League, it's been a very exciting concept, and any new concept takes time to establish itself. But what we are watching and what we are seeing is that this is certainly growing, and we appreciate the commitment from RPPL and Akhilesh and his entire group to continuously keep trying and developing the profile of the series and the type of drivers, and we are pretty sure that ultimately this will become a very successful racing league series, and not just run in India, but I think in many more countries too. The introduction of the Formula 4 was a landmark introduction. The Formula 4 is an approved series. The regulations are approved by the FIA, which is a world body of motorsport, and it contracts with the federation of that particular country who has an interest in running the FIA Formula 4 Championship. The federation has contracted with RPPL as the promoters to run this championship. It has rigorous rules and regulations to be followed. There are certain number of drivers that have to drive. There are the minimum number of circuits that have to be driven on, and there are minimum number of races that have to be adhered to. So that's a lot of investment and a lot of commitment from the promoters who have undertaken this task, which is very good because Formula 4 is the first level of international racing, and that's when the drivers get international super license points, which helps aspiring drivers who have the skill and the ability to move on to ultimately try and make a mark in Formula 1. The most important aspect here is the support that we are getting now from the Tamil Nadu government. It is unprecedented, and in my career, in my tenure of being in the sport for almost 45 years, and in my tenure as the president of the federation for the last 6 years, and also in my current tenure in the FIA, being on the board of the World Motorsport Council, I have not seen such support coming in from a national championship, from a state government, in the commitment to run a street race. I think all of you are aware that a street race is so much more challenging to get up and running, but when it's running, it's very exciting. It gives access to the public. It's a very big spectator sport when you run it on the streets. We've all seen the success of Monaco, we've seen the success of Singapore, and many other street circuits are run in Formula 1. And this is the way we start. And to add to it, to run a night race, which gives access to the public to finish their work and witness a very good spectacle of good racing with international and national drivers, is a tremendous achievement, and I have to thank the entire government of Tamil Nadu, from our Chief Minister to our Sports Minister and to all our members of the government who have collectively supported this entire venture. Tamil Nadu surely is going to, and Chennai is going to stand out on the world map once we successfully conduct this event. The Federation is supporting the event in terms of race organization, in terms of all the race officials, and yes, any street race is always challenging because we can't block the streets much earlier to get the circuit ready in the last 4 days. Globally, it's always done towards the last day before the event. We will have the FIA inspectors coming down to finally certify the circuit in terms of all the safety that's required, as well as all the race operation equipment that's required.
Dr. Mishra, Mr. Meghnad Reddy, Akbar Ibrahim, Akhilesh, Abhinandan, welcome everybody. Firstly, I would like to say, we talk about Monaco, the Singapore Grand Prix, the Macau Grand Prix, and now the Chennai Night Street Circuit race. It all comes in the same breath. It certainly, over the next few years, it's going to be one of the most talked about, most challenging street circuits anywhere globally. All the drivers are going to enjoy it extremely. For one, I really enjoyed street circuits, the Macau Grand Prix especially, where I was dominant, set a lap record that year. So the street circuit brings a lot of elements in the driver. The skill, of course, the nature of risk he can take, and also more importantly, bringing the race to the spectators in a very easygoing environment. As Akbar said, it's all put together in the last 3 days, so it's a level playing field. Nobody has experience on the circuit, so all the competitors are looking forward to this event. And since it's a level playing field, you never can predict a winner. Of course, we will be rooting for our Tamil Nadu team, and street circuits are the most popular form of racing in the United States. There are more than a dozen street circuits that happen, and the popularity of motorsport in the USA has become due to the street circuits has got a boost over the last 50 years. So we are seeing evolution in motorsport in India. A lot of manufacturers are trying to also come in with their the bike racing especially. four-wheelers, and so on. Our Akbar is also the president of the CIK, the Karting Federation. We had a very successful race over the last 2 days, on the weekend in Coimbatore at the new coast facility. So, the infrastructure is growing. The barriers which restricted, the entry into the sport is slowly becoming better and better. Of course, Akhilesh here, is trying to promote the sport to the grassroots levels as well. So over time, we are going to see many young drivers not only coming out of Chennai, but from India. Of course, the Tamil Nadu government taking a bold step forward to, put this night race together is a fantastic, show of their commitment to the sport. Motor racing is a very, very small, minuscule compared to, cricket, football in our country. But having this support encourages all of us, the motorsport fraternity and the young drivers who are going to be coming up through the Formula 4 and the IRL racing. So I'm delighted to be here and, to be supporting this event. And we all hope to have a very successful event. Thank you very much.
You are watching IndiaNewsTamil.com.